welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Astoria, Queens. With me, as always, is my man with the plan, my number two, the co-host with the most, Mr. Dominic Leonelli.
What's up, you guys? Thanks for checking us out. Happy to be here, man. I'm having fun kicking it with Dylan. And yeah, we're going to bullshit a little bit. We appreciate you guys. And like I always say, leave a comment, check it out. And I'm just going to say the funniest comment. I was saying mean stuff. I don't want to put negative stuff in the universe. You leave a funny comment, it's getting shared. So
yeah, Dom will put it right on his Instagram.
Right up there. And, these funny comments, there's getting a couple good ones. And don't talk about Dylan's head size.
Okay, dude, that was fucking rude. And don't talk about Dom's hairline. We definitely won't post those comments. Anywho, dude, let's get right into the episode. We got a hot one. First time guest, dude, all the way from Brooklyn, coming out, New York City comedian. Put your hands together for Tom Zappia. Tom, what's going on over there? You just fucking getting ready? You just fucking, what's happening? Unbelievable, dude. We're fucking ready to pod, and Dom's on Instagram, dude. Talking about getting blocked.
The blockage.
Oh my God, dude. Well, dude, welcome to the pod. Thanks for making the trip out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me.
That's a brutal ride. Brooklyn to Astoria is terrible.
Dude, yeah, it was, but I had nothing going on really. I mean, I'm technically working, but not really.
We get a lot of comics who come in there like, I'm on my lunch break. And I'm like, all right, perfect, dude.
Mondays I have no meetings, so I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But it wasn't that bad. It was like an hour.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. What's going on over there, Dom? What are you doing?
Sorry, I was in the middle of something. Here we are. We're ready to go. That's why we got a co-host. We got to do it.
Yeah,
Dude, full-time job. I don't got a minute to myself.
Oh, yeah, dude. You don't have a minute to yourself?
I don't.
You're on Instagram.
I used to
putting out content.
I used to have to come from Bushwick all the time, man.
You live out here too?
No, I live in Times Square now. Well, like Hell's Kitchen area.
Oh, word.
But, I mean, out here it's just too far. I spent some time in Astoria. I liked it, but then I feel like when you're in Astoria, you're in Astoria. Like if somebody hits you up, yo, can you come by? Can you do a spot? You're like,
yeah, last minute it's annoying. But
late at night, you're like, it's an hour.
You have to go into the city and then you're just like, all right, I'm here for the night. Like I'm here for
have a book bag. Do you bring a backpack in with you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Tom walked in with a backpack.
I have a backpack
here.
Right now.
Right, but is it because you came out here? Like, I used to hate leaving the village. When I lived in the village, dude, I didn't go past 14th Street. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just like, I live in the East Village.
Right, yeah.
But I'm in Park Slope all the time because my girlfriend lives there. So I have to do that trek a lot. But other than that, I try not to leave Manhattan, really.
I hate that.
That's
You're
horrible.
paying the uppity rent. You got to deal with the lady.
Are you by yourself in East Village?
I'm beyond broke, yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. Look at you, dude.
Fun neighborhood.
It's the best living without a roommate.
Oh my! I was forced into it. I wasn't even anticipating it. I had no choice, and then that's why I haven't been able to save money or spend on anything besides rent for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I remember I had my pad before I was doing the cruises. Now it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes I'm in town 2 days a month, so I got rid of my spot. But I was in East Village for a little bit with the girlfriend, but I had a pad in West Village, right across from the Pear for like 2 years. I was over there.
Oh, that's crazy!
Bro,
yeah.
I loved it. No roommates.
They're all like rent controlled, right?
Cooking, showering with the door open. My place was $1,750. I had it cheap. It was tiny though. It was small though.
Was it a studio?
It was a studio that they turned into a 1-bedroom.
That's not bad.
But
that's what mine is kind of. There's like a door, but it's a studio.
Right. I had the same setup. Like I couldn't fit a couch. Like I mean, dude.
Yeah, I don't have a couch. I haven't had a couch in a year.
My whole apartment was the size of our podcast studio. $1,750. It was tiny.
Wow. Yeah, mine's probably two of these, $1,950.
Damn. Okay.
But that's a deal, dude.
It is a deal for the neighborhood, but it's still out of my range. But it is a deal for the neighborhood.
This was like 3 years ago. I love the East Village. The most fun I had was East Village, dude.
East Village is, I think, the most fun neighborhood.
By far,
You could do anything, dude. I seen a car being burned in the street across the street from my house. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, it's true. Especially when you get that block over by Tompkins, it's just like
Right.
you'll see the craziest shit, and then everyone's just.
I
Like,
love that you
whatever.
just described a war zone. You're like,
No,
it's so
dude,
fun, dude.
They it was this old Chinese man took a torch and burned an entire car outside on the street, put it in trash bags. Dude, I've seen it.
Put it in
a
trash
car,
bags.
dude.
It's just
East Village type shit.
just
It is
rolling
just
like it's Ramadi.
People
Jesus.
just drunk 24/7. You're especially over by Tompkins, Riverton and all that.
We're all high and drunk, and at night on the weekends, if you're in Alphabet City, it's just like a nightmare.
How long you been over there for?
3 years.
Oh yeah, so you seen it when it was bad, dude, in the
I
pandemic.
moved. When I moved right to the East Village when I moved to New York. I only been here like a little over 3 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
you made the
right
right
into the heart
move.
of it. Yeah.
That's
you made
nice.
the right move.
Where'd you
dude.
move from?
I mean Jersey. So I'd
okay.
come in, but like I never.
What a trek, dude.
Well, I didn't want to
What
build it
a
up like
trek.
that, but I was
Hey,
just like,
listen, I appreciate that. You know, you just said it. You straight up Jersey to New York. You
Yeah.
know, moved in.
I mean, I was late to the moving here, but it's not far, so I would come in and shit. But like actually living here, I was like, oh, I'll just go right into the heart of it.
That's why I have to be in the city. I love when you come home. I dated a girl that lived far, and I'm like, babe, like, come on, I want to live here. Like, what are we doing? Every night I'm at your house.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm like, I've been with my girl. We're gonna move in, whatever. And I like Brooklyn, but I'm like, I just moved here. I wanted to be like in the heart of it. Like I
Right.
wanted to like get out and have 7 train options and a guy shooting up and a loud guy and food everywhere.
So this is interesting. You're moving in with your lady.
Yeah.
And we don't have to talk about it if you don't want, but you're moving in with your lady, and you're gonna go to Brooklyn.
I am, yeah.
What a nightmare, dude. Isn't that just so, it's so typical where the lady has all the power in these relationships.
100%.
Why don't you just bring her to your place in the East Village, have her move in there, or come to Astoria, dude.
Oh, dude, don't
Astoria
get me started. I trust me, I push
is where
for
the
this.
magic happens.
And you got
there.
a deal. Honestly, you're
I'm
gonna
still
spend
pushing
more
for
in
this with a
Brooklyn.
deal. Here's the thing: if we went into her place or my place, because we're both in studios, like we could do it probably, but it would probably be a nightmare after a few months. But it'd
Few
be
fist
so
fights.
cheap.
Does she work
Yeah.
from home, or does she work?
Yeah, well, we both work from home.
That's
Oh,
tough.
can't
the
do
kicker,
it.
yeah.
Can't
Forget
do
it.
And here's the thing: I go to Brooklyn a lot. I've gotten used to it. We have stipulations. Like, if I'm near a good train, we're trying to go closer to the city than where she is. She's like in Park Slope. I want to go a little bit
That's
closer.
tough.
And
Bushwick's good, man.
and-
Ridgewood. You should do Ridgewood.
I love Ridgewood. I love Ridgewood. I love Astoria. I was trying to talk her into Sunnyside, and she's just like, she's not really.
The thing is, those apartments in Brooklyn now are more expensive than Manhattan. Like when I
100%,
was looking
same.
for apartments, I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
That's the same. That's why it wasn't a price thing. It was more of like she has a car, so and she uses the car a lot for work on the weekends. So I kind of was like, all right, I get that. As long as I'm near, as long as I'm near the F or I'm near something decent, like I'm not big of a deal. I
Dude,
feel like.
you know who's got great parking?
Astoria.
Astoria.
Yeah, they do. You get driveways out
Great
there.
food,
Real-
great parking, great space.
This is the family.
A lot of comics out here. Good
Tons of
hangs.
comics.
You'd have to have a couple kids. If you go to Astoria, you're getting married. You got to get married now.
Dude,
Yeah,
I think I could bring a lady in to live with me in this place,
Oh,
right?
you find an open mic comic, don't got shit going on in their life.
no, I could.
And open micers or new people I know, they end up coming to Astoria because it's like affordable and there's always people
is.
looking for roommates and stuff.
It's
Right.
crazy how affordable it is. $1,800 for this one bedroom.
That's a steal. A
dream.
girl
Not
would
bad.
move in here in a heartbeat, and
Well,
then she'd quit the job.
certain type of
Let's
girl.
be honest.
A certain type of girl.
Certain type of girl.
The girls you date, Dom, would be like,
Yep.
I'll sleep on the floor. The girls I date would be like, we need another bedroom.
Yeah,
We're going to
well-
have kids. We need a second bedroom.
But
We
see,
need.
you got a college education. I don't. We're obviously dating different girls. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say that, dude. Hey, listen, I meet mine on Hinge, and
Hinge,
you
baby.
meet them on the street.
I lived with a girl, but I knew I wasn't going to marry her. That was the problem. You got to know you're going in all the way. You can't just. Do it
Oh
for the
yeah,
cheap
well
rent.
I mean I'm like,
Dude, I would
I'm in
never
that boat.
consider living with a lady.
Me and her were honest with each other. We're like, we can both save money, and then you try the open relationship thing, and it's fun for the first 4 nights, but then you're like, you can't have all these people coming over.
You're like, I need a good night rest. I can't sleep on the couch again.
Yeah.
You know how
relationship,
we don't have laundry in unit. Do you know how much the dry cleaning is costing on the
Right.
sheets?
Yeah, nobody taller than me. I told you, nobody allowed in the apartment taller than me.
Nobody about 5'8".
Yeah, Dom, I can't find people that are 5'3".
What would be worse if she just brought over a guy that was like 5'2" with just a huge hog?
Oh yeah, that's pretty rough.
Well, I never see the hog. I know the one girl I was talking to brought over a dude that was on Suboxone, and I'm like, look, that's a bad sign. The dude's trying to kick heroin. This ain't gonna work.
Wait, you lived with a girl and you guys were in an open relationship?
Yeah, just for a short period.
Crap,
yeah.
Tom. How the hell? I couldn't even consider that.
It was, it was cheap.
Welcome
rent,
to the
man.
pod, Tom.
Yeah.
Welcome to the pod.
It didn't last long. A lot of fighting, a lot of me crying in front of 7-Elevens. I remember that big alcoholic
I'm over
face.
that.
People are dropping dollar bills in Dom's hand. They're like, it'll get better. It'll
Right.
improve.
I just want my book bag.
In college, you put a sock on the door. She's just got a sock on the outside door.
The sock on the door move.
Yeah.
I can't even buzz in.
I could never do that again. I mean, honestly, dude, I need to do what you're doing. I need to find a girl and move in with. It grounds you. Like, last time I was in a relationship, I did shit. Like, I accomplished goals. I felt like I could be a bum by myself. I could screw up by myself. I don't care. But the second you got a lady in your life, like, hey, why are you doing nothing with your life?
Right.
When they
Oh
ask
yeah, and you got to have a girl who's also like ambitious and isn't just trying to like live off you, basically.
Right.
But yeah, no, it happened quick, like relationship wise, but it's like
met her
I
in
did
the
struck
scene?
gold. It sounds gay, but I'm like, she's pretty like it's not like there's never like any nightmares or like fucking big issues or whatever.
comedian.
That's nice.
No.
Yeah, you see how he said that, dude? You
Right.
wouldn't even consider it, Dom.
I don't even know.
Wouldn't even
She's-
consider dating
I mean,
a
she's
comedian.
creative, so I guess kind of, but she doesn't do comedy.
Hey, listen, you don't got to defend it here. That's,
you're better
I'm
off.
right on your side, dude.
I don't even know how
Never
you
date a
meet
comedian.
somebody that's not a comedian. I can't
Me
remember the
neither,
last
bro.
normal person I spoke to.
And if I told you the structure of how it happened from me moving to New York, you'd be like, you would never think.
What happened?
Because you move to New York and you're single, you think you're not going to meet anybody in the city. You're going to be fucking around. You're going to be single for
Right.
10 years.
It's a city to be single.
And then I met her. Granted, I met her at a bar that had comedians at it a lot. And then, like, that took a while, but then, eventually it kind of just, like, percolated and settled that way. But
That's great.
Did a bunch of dating and shit my first, like, year here and stuff.
So the first time you met her, she saw you do a set at a bar?
No. I wasn't performing. We were just, a lot of comics would go there to drink.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But she was bartending and I was a patron.
Oh, damn, got
that's
yourself
the
a
way,
bartender.
dude.
That's good to go. Yeah.
Retired bartender.
Yeah,
Then I got her out of bartending.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You helped
this
her
ain't gonna
escape the
work.
life, dude. You helped her escape. I already know. I've never met her, but a bartender, I can already tell she's hotter than you. You
Fun
know, that's-
girlfriend.
not even close.
Bartenders are fun girlfriends.
That's huge.
She's awesome. Yeah, it's great.
That's great.
And she's creative, so it's like, we can relate on like talking about work and shit and comedy and stuff. So.
That's good. I don't think I've ever dated a bartender. It's someone you want to date, but
Easy
I've
to
never,
get jealous of. Well, what happens once you get serious? You end up being that guy that sits at the end of the bar.
Oh, I would never do
waiting
that,
for
dude.
her to get off. She'll be hitting
I
you
did do
up.
that for a little while.
You got to. She's got dangerous people in the bar. There's no security.
Especially this bar
Oh,
was
that's
just a
right.
nightmare.
They'll be
And
like, "Hey, can you come here?" So you become security guard.
I had a couple months of that,
Fucking-
and then she quit, and then that was
Right.
it. So yeah.
Yeah, dude, I had a couple months of being a security guard. It's a weird situation. She gives you some whiskeys. You're all fucked up. Next thing you know, a psychopath, dude. If she was bartending on the Lower East Side, that's where, dude, psychos would walk in.
That might be the exact
Yeah.
neighborhood she was in.
Is this the same person? It
Imagine.
might,
Oh, dude, how crazy would that be?
That'd be funny as
the
hell.
closest I've dated to a bartender, I dated this girl who was a sommelier, which is a fancy bartender. It's like a wine expert.
Oh, yeah,
you know. So that
I hate her already.
dude, I will tell you, I was drunk for months.
got
I was
legs.
just wasted for months,
The
dude.
wine got legs.
Dude, she would bring over these
genius
bottles. It was great. She would like come over, we'd like hang, watch a game, and she'd be like, "Oh, I brought over like 4 bottles of wine," and she's like, "This typically retails for $300. You could just put this." There was a time where I had like 10 bottles of wine just in
That
my.
was a pretty good gig.
It was
Hell
great.
yeah.
Are you a
Three-
wine guy?
I love red wine.
Because my girl
dude.
tries to get me on wine all the time, and I hate it.
Oh, red wine, dude! I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I can do it, but I'm not. I don't really like it that much.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. I'm a whiskey guy. Maybe a bourbon if I got the extra cash.
Definitely.
Red wine, dude, I get the purple lips going.
Yeah, it's a bad look.
Over
dude.
here looking like Barney, you get the little Kool-Aid stains,
Oh yeah,
right?
you can't be drinking
All
it
over
with a
the
straw
glass.
either.
Yeah.
You know that's
No.
tough.
And white wine, I'm sorry, you look like a girl, dude. Any guy that's drinking white wine,
Oh
it's
God,
like, come on.
White
I
wine-
never seen a guy drink white wine. I'd probably smack
Right.
him
Well, I
around.
don't call them men. That's the whole problem.
Dude, yeah. White wine is good for ladies in the morning. That's it. Those are the 2 times you can drink
Like,
white
what
wine.
the hell are you doing?
What about you? What's your drink?
I'm a whiskey. I like whiskey. I'm whiskey and beer primarily.
Yeah, okay.
I will switch it up a little bit. Like if I do like a cocktail, I'll do like I'll do like a Negroni or a
Oh, a little fancy, dude.
Yeah, just with the gin. I mean, I don't mind gin, but like if I'm just going straight, like yeah, I mean beer and whiskey for the most part.
Yeah, I like a bourbon. I like Maker's Rocks.
I like Makers.
And I like
Makers is nice. Still, Woodford Reserve's a good bourbon.
Woodford's good.
It's good.
I do whiskey Macallan 19. It's a little bit. You spend a little bit more, but
I don't like. I don't love whiskey. I like bourbon. I don't love whiskey.
okay.
There's
I like
definitely a
the
difference.
sweetness
the
of a bourbon.
stingness and the smoothness. Yeah.
The peat. What is it? Or it's like a peat. Is that where it tastes like wood, kind of?
Oh, okay.
I don't love that. I like.
I probably wouldn't like that if I knew I had it.
Kind of
Yeah.
like whiskeys have that where it's like they're like you can taste the smoke, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I'd
I don't
rather
need that.
you keep the smoke out of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to drink, not inhale.
I get cold fruity sometimes for my beer choices because I like do something with a
Light.
little citron.
Yeah, Bud Light. Can you hit the bottom left?
This one?
Yeah.
You guys, this is great. I love fucking soundboards with the sound effects.
They're so
It's
fun, dude. We haven't been using them as much because now I sit over here and I can't reach them. So I got to awkwardly tell the
Can you touch
guest.
that one?
I go, hey, touch the third down to the right. And then, we got a
funny.
bunch of good sounds.
Yeah. What's the beer choice?
I mean, I drink everything. Like I'll drink anything, but I do prefer sometimes with a little citrus flavor, and I do like sours. And I know a lot of people hate sours, but I do like sours. But I'll drink anything. I'll drink stout. I'll drink a lager.
Yeah,
IPAs.
you see White Claws. You see a guy with a White Claw. It is a little bit like,
Yeah.
you know, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Wine spritz.
Dude,
What are those
that's my
wine
drink, dude.
coolers?
I love
Like
a White
Claws?
Claw.
Do you? You're a White
I'll
Claw?
drink them. Yeah, I like them.
You know what's even better? Even you're gonna even make fun of it more, dude. Is these Sun Cruisers, the Sun Cruisers and Surfsides.
Those
Right,
surf
those
sides
things
go
should-
down like water.
I
They
pour
should
'em-
come in squeeze it bottles.
Dude, yeah, Capri Sun, dude. Oh my god! Can you imagine if you
great
went
way
to
to
a bar
market it.
and you're just drinking an alcoholic Capri Sun? I would love that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I do like to rip the hard seltzer sometimes. I like Topo Chicos.
Okay, yeah.
The booze
Yeah,
ones.
dude, I do whiskey neat. I don't even want ice cube in that shit.
I do need an ice. I like a
Oh,
little
I
bit of
like
ice.
I like the ice, dude. I like the ice. Have you? So you still drink?
Yeah, I drink.
Okay, good.
I'm not a big drinker, but I do get hemmed up.
You smoke?
Not really. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. I don't seek it.
That's fair. Me too. Yeah. What's your vice? You think you drinking?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah. Not even
Okay,
close.
dude.
That's a bad one. Yeah, me too, dude. I love sugar. Some gummy candy.
Just got
dude.
real.
Every
This is- yeah, mine's Uber Eats at midnight. That's probably my vice. I got to stop that.
Oh yeah, I live on DoorDash, but
I wish you could delete the Eats part of Uber. They should give you that option.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want to delete the Eats part, but I can't delete Uber because I need to use it to
Right.
get around.
I found out even the stupidest one, dude. I went back and looked at my credit cards because I'm making good money, and I'm like, where the hell? I should have more money than this. Like,
Yeah.
I was in the city for like 3 weeks straight, and I realized my bank account, how much more it drains out when I'm in New York versus when I'm somewhere else. So, dude, I looked. I'm going through so much money in coffee. We don't look. Some of them $7.14.
How much was that one?
5 something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
And I'm the
Then you
asshole who
tip.
buys a coffee every single day.
Dude, it adds up. 2 or 3 of them.
That's
sometimes.
I mean, you're looking at
A
at
Red
least
Bull.
35 a week.
I'm like, dude, I'm looking. I'm not shitting you, between just the gas station purchases on my card, like Red Bull gas station, whatever, coffee, like $40 a day almost. When you look at the little bullshit,
That's me with food. I also don't cook. That's another negative about my lifestyle.
that's not even counting the food. Then
Yeah,
the food, I'm
food
like,
is bad.
I'm burning through $100 a day in the city, and I could easily lose 20 of it just from coffee, a bacon, egg, and cheese, and 2 Red Bulls. Damn. You know,
Same.
What's your go-to? What do you? So you order or do you just eat out?
I'll order constantly, or I'll stop and get food. Yeah. And my girlfriend cooks, but like, the nights I'm not with her, like, yeah, I'll just order DoorDash.
Yeah,
when I
it's
do
tough.
DoorDash, I go big. It's like
Yeah, me too.
you're getting the extra thing. You're paying for it,
And
you're
I have
throwing
this,
another side.
You,
in.
I could easily you break down coffees and like DoorDash or Uber Eats, you could save like a couple $100. And I do this dumb thing where in my head it registers as like I'm not spending money, because what I do is, and this is I don't know if this is a, what do you call it, a life hack, or it's just me, whatever. You can order DoorDash with Venmo money. So if I have money in my Venmo and I
yeah,
use
you can set
Venmo,
it
I'm
up,
like,
yeah.
oh, I didn't use my actual money
It's
because I
fake
never
money.
transferred it to my bank account.
Yeah, dude, I've
And
done.
it makes me feel better, but it's still so stupid.
I
That's
do
a
that
good way
too.
to separate it, though.
Yeah, I always with the thing with the Venmo is I hate when I have zero in my Venmo. So if somebody sends me money, I let it sit in there for a little while in case I need something, and then I just feel better when I go to use it rather than using my credit card.
Dropping 20. See, for me now, I go out. It might as well be Uber Eats. I live in Restaurant Row. A sandwich is $18.
That's crazy.
It's like I'm spending $20 to $30 with lunch.
Same.
in
That's
general.
nuts.
Every
man.
day.
A drink's like $5.50. I look at the people at the deli like, are you fucking kidding? I'm a nice guy, but it brings the New York out of me.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, you
I'll
ever
be
go
like,
to a
$5
It's infuriating.
It's a
You ever go to
bottle
a
of water.
deli, or it's infuriating. You ever go to like a deli or a bodega, and there's like not even a price on something,
All the
and you just
time.
bring it up to the thing, and the register could just make up what he wants to charge.
Oh
you.
yeah, that's their thing, dude. They look at you and they go,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do.
And then I'm like, it's so, and then you get hit with the charge, and you're just like, that is so fucking much, and you're just like,
You know it's not accurate.
yeah. Once in a while, I'm like, this is really this, and he'll be like, yeah, and I'll be like, oh.
Then they deal with you. You know what? Give me 8. Anywhere around there. It's like, how do you get knock off $2?
Yeah.
And I hate when they have the cash ready. You're like, dude, I gave you a 10. No, you didn't. Well, why is there a fucking 10 sitting on top of the
Dude, I hate when they have
100%.
the kid back there. I
Oh,
used
yeah,
to go
the
to the deli
7-year-old?
in Ridgewood, and like I would go there every day after the gym, and then there was a kid there, and I'm like, dude, I just got this yesterday, and you just upcharged me.
Right,
And
right.
you can't argue with like a 12-year-old
and
kid.
they'll tell you, get the fuck out. And they'll
I'm
be
like, I don't
7
want
years
it.
old.
I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just at Jamaica, taking the train to Long Island, and I went in and grabbed some like pretzels or something. They were $2. And then I was like, actually, you know what? Let me grab a pack of gum too. And he goes, okay, $6. I was like, this gum is $4, and he was like, yeah. I go, never mind.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then,
I
you
hate
know,
I do actually like doing that when something's too expensive. I go, no, thank you.
I do it once
Take
in a
that
while.
back.
but
Me
It's
too.
rare.
And then I don't turn around when they go, buddy. I'm like, no, I don't got time for this shit.
$2.
I want to do an experiment when I have like a cute girl go in front of me and order the same exact thing. Because, dude, I know they put more meat on the sandwich. One time I was at a place, we both got turkey and Swiss, like whatever is the name of the sandwich they had there. And I'm with my lady at the time, and they give her hers, dude, twice as heavy.
Damn.
I'm still paying for this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you think, dude? Why not just give me the right amount of meat? Like, what level of fucking childish are you?
She's getting hot girl meat.
You guys skip, yeah.
Yeah,
you-
and you know she's gonna eat 10 times less than you.
Right.
Like,
It's like, first off, she's biting into my fucking sandwich. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. You're switching. You go, oh, you got the light one, right? Yeah.
swapping anyway.
Right.
This is why you got to order the same exact, or have her order your sandwich. You order hers.
I just went
That's a
on
good
a
move.
little pasta date. Yeah. And,
Oh, did you?
Nothing crazy. I go on some dates here and there.
Whoa, look at that.
I just don't brag about it. Hey, I'm a pretty smooth guy. you
Okay.
know. So anyways, I'm not even thinking to split my food out to eat at a restaurant. This person orders like a plate of vegetables. They're trying to be healthy. I'm like, get what you want. Like I told him from the beginning, I'm eating all my food. Like sure enough, the food shows up. Oh, that looks really good.
Oh,
They're
man.
not giving me enough. Listen, I eat, it's like I'm eating the whole thing. So I had to break a little bit off. I don't want your fucking squash and your vegetables.
Dude, who gets a plate of vegetables on a date? That's crazy.
Every girl on dates gets weird shit. That's who I know I want to marry. If you could just go to a place and order a burrito and say, just, you know what, give it to me how you make it. Then it's like, I'm marrying this girl. I don't want a girl that's like, hey, instead of rice, can you put cauliflower in there? It's like, first off, this dude, he doesn't even know English. He has no fucking clue.
What is cauliflower?
Right. They're looking at me. It's all, and then you're gonna end up eating half that fucking cauliflower
Oh, yeah.
burrito.
And you know you're paying for it. It's like,
And you're paying for it.
Not
I don't want to
taking
pay
home-
$23 for cauliflower.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how the girl's getting you healthy. She's just ordering it and being like, I don't want it, and just making
Right.
you eat vegetables.
Pretty good move.
Right?
Yeah, dude,
Not
that's
bad.
That's what the frustration of dating is now. That's what you're facing.
Dude, I've been getting real into apples this fall. Real into a nice Honeycrisp apple. I know the comments are going to be like, that doesn't look like you're eating apples.
Where do you go out to
It's
the
messed
place
up.
upstate where they go pick them?
No, imagine I just show up by myself. I'm like, I'm here for the
Orchard?
apples.
At the orchard.
Just alone. Just
What a lonely
excuse me,
fuck.
guys. Couples
Yeah.
are kissing, picking apples. I'm like, excuse me, there's a good one right between you.
Yeah.
That would actually be hilarious.
Dude, I went to that's a good sketch. I
You
went
probably
to
meet a girl.
I went to the supermarket or whatever, and I got like 9 apples, and I ate them in 3 days. I was
Wow.
housing apples. In addition
you're
to
taking
everything else I was eating, but yeah, I was fucking
Apples are good, man.
Hell yeah.
Fruit is good. It's
nice
just
honey
like-
crisp, dude. Nice snap
Can't
to it.
think of what the honey
Sweet.
crisp is. Is that
It's
the
red
light
with a
green
little-
one?
No,
Is it
it's
yellow?
it's
No, it's golden delicious.
It's red, but it's got a little bit of yellow in
Yellow,
it.
yeah.
It's like a light red.
I know. This is a big apple guy. Produce, baby. Produce.
Yeah.
Shop right back in the day.
I used to be a big Macoun guy.
I don't even know what that is. Is
it's-
that an apple?
It's kind of like it's kind of small and shiny, or yes, it's an apple.
I just
they're
go
small and
standard.
shiny, dude.
Yeah, the red shiny apple's a good one.
But you got to get them. There's like a week every year you get. Otherwise, then they get like mushy. When they're like mealy. I hate a mealy.
yeah, I like my fruit hard too, and you're supposed to like
Yeah.
it soft and juicy.
And
And,
my
I'm
penis.
like, I like it hard.
Not me.
Yeah.
I want that shit juicy, man. I just, you know what I like? They only come in town a little bit. They're only in season. The little yellow Haitian mangoes, the small ones, that
Oh,
aren't
okay.
stringy, bro. That's the banger.
Sounds good.
Even mangoes in general, like, dude, I love the fact that every 5 feet you could buy fruit now. I don't think that's
great.
a problem in New York.
I think it's nice.
You know how hard it used to be to find fruit for a cut up mango for $5? You used to have to go to the Bronx for that. Now 5 feet, boom, mango.
Every subway stop they got
I
mangoes.
get them
Mangoes.
arguing
Mango
with each
everywhere.
other when they say 7. I'm like, I'll just give her 5.
God
Good luck
damn.
out. You could shortchange the kids. No, I'm joking. I would never do that.
Oh, dude. So Tom, what we usually talk a little bit about Trouble, and then sometimes we fucking riff. Have you ever been arrested?
You could look at this guy and tell he's been in trouble. Come on.
I have been in trouble. I am corny though when people get to know me because they think I have like this tough like Italian exterior, Jersey like trash. Probably been arrested, all this crap, and then I'm for the most part a pussy. I feel like, at least from experience and stories. I've never been arrested, but I've gotten into trouble before.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've never been arrested either. Dom, yes. Yeah.
He's like, about 10 times.
Yes.
10 not bad. I know. Where I grew up, people probably hit the freaking dozens and dozens of whatever. And also, a place where I grew up, the cops are not doing shit, so they're just looking for people.
Where did you grow up in Jersey?
Suburban New Jersey. I don't know if you guys know Jersey, Monmouth County, kind of down the shore, where that stupid show takes place, right around there.
Jersey
you
Shore.
were over in that area.
Yeah, that was like my prime time high school years.
How old were you?
Damn.
You were high school when that show came out?
Was it? Probably 09. I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
To be Italian in high school when that show came out, I was out in 03, but they hated Italians then.
Oh yeah,
We were on the down,
Yeah, you walk into my high school in 2009, dude, and it's just a carbon copy of that show. All the guys,
Everyone had a tape up
Yeah.
on Long Island where I was going. Yeah, it was
fresh
Did you
Air
do it a
Forces
little?
every
You
day.
got Guidoed up
I did
a
it a little
little?
bit my senior year. I just had a classic
tanning
tape
oil?
up.
You
I never
didn't
did
do
the tan.
tanning oil?
Never did the tan. No, but I did do the Guido
Gym tan
just the
laundry.
tape up. GTL, yeah.
People
But
did
yeah.
the tanning oil. Those are the hardcore Guidos.
Nah, dude, I was always pale as a fucking snowman.
I never leaned. I just was like, I'm not leaning into that because I'm not. I also didn't grow up like overtly like Ginzo Italian.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like Italian by by trade, by nationality, and my mom's not Italian at all. So I was never like sauce on Sunday and the
Damn.
tape up and whatever. We did. We would go to my grandma's
Hey,
and have pasta.
Sunday sauce, you gotta come
love-
over.
Yeah,
Man,
but we weren't like
dude.
hyping it up like that. We would just go to my grandma's once every month or two and
Yeah.
have dinner. I was
That's
Nothing like sauce on the stove. Man. You smell that all Sunday. The sausage
and the
in
fresh
there.
meatballs, and they're molding them all Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So good, dude.
Do you cook them? I just saw this. You could cook meatballs in the sauce instead of pan frying them.
Yeah.
You take it raw and you put it in the sauce so it like boils almost
Yeah.
in the sauce.
Yeah.
And
All the meat.
all that flavor is getting inside the meat. And then when you pan fry it and then drop it in the meat, you're locking out all that sauce flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
That does sound good.
I gotta try that, dude.
No, yeah. My grandmother used to make them in the sauce. Everything. Put everything in there. Octopus, man. Sometimes you're like, oh, shit.
Little surprise.
A little chew.
Yeah. Little something.
Like a
but yeah.
Starburst.
So you didn't grow up the Italian style, though.
I did a little bit, just not like as much as I feel like it's stereotyped in like shows and
Yeah.
in society and stuff.
You weren't like shooting people behind dumpsters.
Yeah.
Seven
nah, that
fishes.
wasn't like-
Did you guys pray before you ate?
No
Throwing
pray.
little digs, hey God, give it up for so and so winning that fight. I'm glad I street fought the guy.
Yeah, not really.
Toro Gotti.
Yeah,
Yeah, you meet my dad, and it's like he has that vibe. Like my whole dad bloodline. Everybody's born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
classic. Like they had some. My dad, my grandma, and my grandfather actually before they moved into the burbs, like got out of the. Not that Newark's really a city, but it was more. It's more urban, especially back in the day than like the burbs. They owned a fucking like a bar in downtown Newark.
Who is your dad?
My dad's parents.
Oh, okay.
This is in the
cool.
'60s, and they'd have guys in there all the time, affiliated guys and shit.
That's pretty cool.
They'd have table dancers and shit too. It was like crazy. And my grandma's working there at 19, 20, 21, and then they have my dad. They're bringing him in like late at night. He's hanging out. He's like 3, 2, and then they're just like, oh, all right. And my grandfather buys a house out in the burbs, and they move out to the burbs. But there definitely was that tendency, but we were never like. We're never hardcore about like you meet my dad and he's all he cares about is if you're Italian. But like other than that, we're not. We weren't like just super ginzo. So that's why when the Jersey Shore and all that shit came about, I was just like, I'm not. I just wasn't like it. Yeah.
I didn't do the fake Italian too. I mean, my family's Italian, but I never had the accent to where you're like, even when I meet people with the accent, sometimes I gotta be like, I just don't believe this is really how you speak.
Oh, yeah.
They're hyping it up a little bit.
I feel
when
it.
meet
You can
somebody,
feel when it's fake.
Use two's guys.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Especially if you're from Jersey, and I was like far enough south where it was like, granted, my town was a ton of Brooklyn and Staten Island transplants growing up, so like everyone would just you get some money and you move from Brooklyn to Staten Island, but yeah, you'd hear kids and it's just like you don't really talk like that. Like,
Dude, there was a kid I went to college with who would talk like hard, like Brooklyn, Jersey
Raspy
accent. He would be
voice.
like, "No, what are you?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're from Rochester. What are you doing? What are we doing here?"
Yeah.
And, I hated it, dude. It's like you're from Rochester, man. Put it away.
that's hilarious.
My the Long Island accent for me comes out mostly when I'm on Long Island with my family.
Oh, yeah,
Like
you're
when
Long
we're like
Island.
drinking a bit, and then it starts. People get loud.
Yeah, once in a while it'll come out if I'm like angry or drinking a little bit, but it's like I can even when I say something I can hear it like I put too much on
I'm like,
that. I was like I didn't mean to
disgusting.
say it like that.
Bring it back in.
I don't like those. Who people are just as bad as those people from Florida that try to act like they're from the gut. They'll be like, yeah, I'm down here in the hood. They'll be doing that Florida shit like the around
Like
here.
the middle of the state, Florida, yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's just me and you talking. If you're trying to turn somebody on, it's not happening here. Like, I don't know. Why are you trying to impress me? You mean good down here. Real gangster shit, And it's like, dude,
hey man, you could just
So
be
it
normal.
sounded like riff raff?
You riff raff. What was that? James Franco's character in that
Spring
movie?
Breakers.
Spring
yeah.
Breakers.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
it's like there's no way that you speak like that.
Right.
It's impossible.
100%.
Who'd you learn that one from?
That's why I love
my
the people.
grandma. What the fuck?
I love it when people are like, you think. Like you guys know Ryan O'Toole.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So that's what he's supposed to sound like. So I kind of like that
disgusting accent.
because he's not trying anything. Like he's from
Yeah,
South.
that's him. Yeah.
That's him, and that's why it's so much better that way than when. So there tons of Long Island people, tons of Jersey people, Philly people, Boston people, no accent, like not a tint of the accent.
Yeah.
And then other people, it just hits them right in the head.
And
that's
to Ryan, he thinks he sounds normal. So that he's not.
yeah,
Dude, living in Boston, the most disgusting accent a woman can have is a Boston
yeah.
accent.
His
It is
accent-
horrific,
for
dude.
sure.
His accent sounds like the word O'Toole.
Anytime he says something, it's just like
All I hear is you're an O'Toole, no matter
Oh.
what. Yeah. Down in
funny as
fucking
hell.
Boston, dude.
You think you like a girl with like an accent, and then you meet one like Minnesota, and you're like, oh, it's such a cute accent, and then you're just like,
once in a while my girl will fake a Brooklyn accent and because she's from Brooklyn, but she'll like hype it up as like a joke.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
don't ever talk like that for longer than like 2 words, because even that is like too much.
First
hey
time.
Tom, you want to go to the bedroom?
Yeah, like
and you're
that.
like, get
Yeah.
the fuck out of
You
here.
want some mustard? First time I met Boston girls was when Dylan had me down. I did some shows down there, and bro, yeah, you're right. Talk about a tough broad. I mean, dude, they were like, they were really tough. It's like, yeah, it's not really my cup. I mean, walked right in the men's bathroom. I don't.
You
care,
want a beer? You want a beer?
You want a beer? I'm not gonna look at your thing. The girl walked right in the men's bathroom while I'm pissing,
Just a girl born and raised in Dorchester.
shaking
Oh,
people's
yeah.
hands.
shaking hands in the men's room.
Right.
Oh yeah, dude, it's trash. There's a lot of nice parts of Boston, but yeah, the accent is horrible.
That's a fascinating city, dude. You just have trash mixed in with like the most beautiful and intelligent.
Well, you have like the smartest people in the country because you have Harvard, MIT. You have all these like very educated, intellectual people, and then you have people who are like, the fucking Pats are on, and hopefully they win. Otherwise, you're gonna have a black eye tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, gross.
Son, are you taking my cigarettes again? I told you get your own smokes. You're 11. You should be out mowing lawns.
Yeah.
Had you definitely start smoking cigarettes at 11.
Smoking a cigarette with a cup of Dunkin' Donuts on the porch, on the stoop.
Dips in.
yeah.
Big ass cup of Dunkin' Donuts.
Dude, that was that Casey Affleck SNL sketch. One of the few really good SNL sketches of the last like decade.
I remember that
was that where he's like, dude, it's just so fun. It's exactly, if you're from Boston or you've lived there, you know that guy.
Yeah.
Every Dunkin' Donuts has the mayor of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I like miss that, like not miss, but I sometimes I fantasize about growing up in like a city just to like you have people like that.
Yeah.
Because like you grow up in the burbs and it's like you have some crazy characters, but it's never I feel like it is in the city or in a shit area where you're gonna just have some crazy characters from your childhood.
Yeah, but in the burbs, you got your neighbor Junior. He's fucked up. Always playing the organ or something. And people's cats go missing. Check Junior's house. You got that in the suburbs.
Dude,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we always had like weird, like
some weird houses.
We think that there's a serial killer in like my parents' neighborhood.
Guaranteed.
Was it the Gilgo Beach guy?
No, dude, but like,
Now, are you from over there?
I'm from,
from?
like Huntington area,
Okay,
outside Huntington. So, but there's been the last like decade, there's been like cats going missing. And people just keep putting up like lost pet. Wow. And my brother is convinced that there's a serial killer like somewhere in the area.
Just killing cats?
Like killing cats.
Well, wasn't there that killer on Long Island that we seen or something?
Yeah, the
When was
Gilgo
this?
killer. This
And he
was
was
like a year ago.
But he got put out. He was out on the loose for a long time.
Well,
right?
dude, this is why I don't like for years when I was in high school. That was like they found like that's how it started. They found a bunch of bodies in Gilgo Beach, like buried in the sand, and they were all like prostitutes. And everyone's like, oh, "There's a serial killer on Long Island," and everyone's like, "No." All the cops are, "No, there's no scare." They
knew there was.
It's just a thing.
We don't want the expenses to get lowered.
Yeah. And then they find him, and he's fucking he's just killing prostitutes. That's
the smoke. There's fire.
Yeah.
There's 10 dead hookers. You don't think there's something going on? Long Island's still a great place.
Yes.
You know how hard it is to find a hooker now?
Every hooker's going to the same beach to kill themselves? I don't think so.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Stab themselves in the neck. What's happening?
I just got done watching that is like a brand new Zodiac doc on Netflix last night.
Oh.
And they had so many opportunities to just nail them, but they could never get the exact, like get all the evidence to make it whatever. And I'm like, it was this fucking guy. I mean, come on. It's just so obvious. But
they
yeah,
just nailed the Golden State one. That's
yeah.
pretty cool, dude.
Maybe that's what I just seen. What was that?
This was a while ago. This was
okay.
maybe 2-3 years ago, 4 years
no,
ago.
I didn't see that. I thought
But he
there
was
was
like
a killer recently.
He's like 80.
Dude, I seen something. It's in New York, actually. They think there's a serial killer in New York, I thought.
Yeah, I saw this, dude. Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
Right,
about.
like,
this is
currently?
some recent shit.
a couple like men were getting killed outside the they were going missing.
Brooklyn Mirage?
Brooklyn
Yeah, I
Mirage.
heard about
Yeah.
that too.
Right.
They thought they think there's a killer in Austin too, because a lot of people are showing up in that lake that everybody goes to.
Well, dude, this is what I was gonna say. They'll never admit it until they catch him. But like in Boston, there was tons of rumors about there being a female serial killer in
That'd be
Boston because these dudes kept disappearing. They would like get drunk and then they would like walk home from a bar and then they would end up in the river. And it was like, it kept happening. It was like, and there was like, oh yeah, they're just getting drunk. No, we think like there's a lady who's there like picking guys up, killing them.
Or it could be a man. I mean, you know how it goes.
That'd be like a first time thing. That's part of that, like, you ever heard that smiley face killer theory?
Yeah,
I think?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always a kid. It's always like a young guy walking home from a bar and he's always found in the water. And
Yeah.
they think it's like a string of murders that work, like guy murderers that work together. And I'm like, that's a pretty elaborate, because it's all over the country. It's the same.
Yeah, it's like a
evidence.
cultish kind of behavior.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, the smiley face killers, they're always found by water, and then there's usually like a smiley face or like the symbol is like near. But yeah, with the guys in Boston, like some of them were showing up, like they would be found dead. So they would like disappear, and then they would be found in the water like a week, 2 weeks later.
Right.
But they were only in the water for like a couple days.
Yeah.
So it's like, where were they for the last week before they were found in the water?
Yeah.
So that's the whole serial killer thing going into it.
That shit fascinates me because, like, along with my vices, I just love, like, if you saw, I mean, you guys probably have crazy YouTube algorithms. I don't know if you guys watch YouTube, but, like, you saw my YouTube algorithm, you'd be like, what the fuck are you? It's always about unsolved shit. And if it gets solved, it disinterests me.
Yeah.
Because I want the be able to come up with the conspiracies.
I like when they solve them, dude. I always get amped up.
The first
Like,
48.
yeah,
They
dude.
just solved some case in some kids from a college in Jersey just helped solve this 50-year mystery murder. This woman
Really?
in, like, I think Jersey or New York she lived.
Damn.
Like 2 days ago they solved it.
Whoa. What was
some I guess some evidence that got retested after years and years or some shit because there's new technology in the school or some crap. I don't know. I didn't like fully dive into it, but that's fascinating. When you solve like a 50-year-old, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, they're probably dead by now, the culprit, but
Yeah, there's a bunch of, like, I used to work at the DA's office, and there was like a ton of like unsolved
I can't even imagine
cases
what you said
that
there.
have been like, some of them have been solved.
Yeah.
When the technology gets better, like, DNA testing, like, keeps getting better and better.
when you hear that DNA testing wasn't even a thing until like the 80s, you're like, what how?
That's why there was all these serial killers that were like,
in the 70s,
you know,
and 60s, it was
assaulting
like prime time.
people, breaking into houses without gloves on, you know, like
That Night Stalker guy?
The Night Stalker, he just started using gloves eventually once they were like, hey, we got fingerprints, this new technology.
Oh, shit.
It's called fingerprinting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look up some of the old stuff about New York is crazy, like from the 70s right in Times Square. Like there was one interview I was watching where a guy talked to cops for like 10 minutes about something and he had a head in a bag.
Oh my
a
God.
body he just cut off.
I think I heard,
Yeah, he would go. There was sex clubs in Times Square late at night, like gay sex clubs.
Yep.
And I guess he would go there and find victims. You know.
There was another doc like that where it was about Times Square in the 70s, and there was a serial killer, and he lived in Jersey, had a family and everything.
Holy shit.
He'd come over to the sex clubs and the porno theaters, kill hookers, and then bring them to like a motel in Jersey and kill them. And then, he didn't get caught for like a while.
God damn.
Yeah.
That was the, what was I just going to say? There was did you see the video of that kid? He like killed someone and like had the head in his closet.
No, I didn't.
Dude, it's the police body cam of them. Like the parents found it and called the police. And then the kid's like outside, the cops show up and they're like, hey, do you know why we're here? And he's like, I think so. And they're like, why would we be here? And he's like, well, something my parents found in the house. And they were like,
I think I did see.
they were like, what was it? And he's like, a human head. It's
I think I seen that came across that on TikTok or something. What was that again?
I saw it on like
TikTok or some
Instagram.
shit. Yeah, dude, I saw that video too.
He's like bone-chillingly calm. It's like, thank God they found him.
That's
Dude,
just terrifying.
yeah.
Where was it?
It's somewhere in like, middle of
Midwest.
the country. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that's insane. Going back to that, you always had like crazy people. We had this dude in our neighborhood, and we would call him Nocturnal Mike because he always slept during the day.
That's creepy, dude.
And me, like when I was a little kid, me and the kids on my block, we were all like good friends. Like, when you're like super young, your neighbors are just like your friends, and you just hang out with them. And we'd run all over the neighborhood. We'd be playing like whatever, we actually played guns for a long time. When you think about it now,
It's crazy. Yeah.
dude. My buddy had all these fake guns that looked so real.
Yeah, like airsoft.
Like if you saw a kid walking down the street right now, you would call the cops. But like in 2001, we would just be running up and down my neighborhood with like fake shooting each other.
Yeah.
And we'd always run on this guy's property, and we'd be like, he's nocturnal. We knew for whatever reason, it just got around the neighborhood that he was nocturnal. So we'd be out there on like a Saturday afternoon running around, and he had all these trees that lined his property, so we'd hide in the trees or whatever. And I was like, we could just run on this guy's whatever because he's sleeping, whatever. And we always thought there was something weird about him. And then one day, I'm running through the backyard, and I go around the side of his house, and he jumps out from the other side and meets me like face to face. And it was the first time I ever saw him. I was like, holy fuck shit, this is Nocturnal Mike, because he was just like this like entity, and we always thought he like was we never knew what his job was. We just knew he worked at night.
God damn.
And we always thought he like was a criminal or like had some sort of like, when you're a kid you make up stuff, but like he was like the weirdest guy ever, and he had like this old creepy house, but nothing ever crazy happened. But one time I ran into him, and he yelled at us to whatever, and we were kids, so we just run away, and we went back like a few weeks later, and there's these 2 old women on the property with him. They're like chatting on the driveway or some shit.
Yeah.
And we try to go play on his, like, we're playing near his property again one time, and this woman screams at us, scolds us like, "This is private property. You don't know what goes on in this house." And she freaks out on us, and we're like, "What the fuck?" Because my buddy like lived right behind him. We're like, "What are you doing?" She was just probably trying to scare us, but it just like freaked us out because we were like 7.
That is.
It
freaky,
turns out he's
dude.
a normal guy. He's like, I just don't want people running on my yard with guns.
He's a bartender.
100%.
I don't want children in my backyard.
He's like, dude,
They
I'm just
have
trying to
weapons
fucking
on
sleep
him.
for work.
Yeah.
And completely fine. If
You
that's
never
the
got a
case.
chance to talk to him?
Nah, bro. He was just like, he just didn't want to like. I don't know. I was just like the kid who was just like, what? I didn't want to like dive deeper into anything, and then like, because I never wanted to get my parents involved. I was always afraid. My mom would like. My mom had a temper, so I was always afraid to like. If my mom gets involved, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me try to keep this away. But he was the guy where if you go trick or treating, he'd give you quarters.
Yeah, he's a
lame.
weirdo.
Yeah, one
Weird.
of those weird guys. Maybe a pedophile, whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah.
We had a guy in our neighborhood, Andy the ads man, and he would just have a wagon. You just hear the wheel. And he just would pass out ads, whether you asked for them or not. We don't know where he got the ads, and there would just always be ads, just And for years, we're like, man, this dude's psycho. He never talked to nobody, real long hair. We always thought he was psycho. So one day, I was like, man, I want to see where he lives. So me and my buddies, we'd stay behind him. He lived in a shed in somebody's backyard.
Oh boy.
We ended up talking to him, and he was nuts. He was completely psycho.
Sure, dude.
He had no clue what we were saying.
That's exactly how I thought that story would end.
He was
Dude,
a full mental
we tried
patient.
talking to him, not even English, dude. People said he did acid a long time ago. It messed him up.
That's wild. Yeah, you do enough acid, bro. That'll do it.
That's that classic scare story when we were kids. It was like, don't do acid ever, because
Right.
you'll get a flashback.
It'll come
10 years
back.
later.
And I listened to that because I've never done it. I'm afraid.
Me
to do
neither,
it.
dude. I would
Norm
be afraid.
got that joke,
You, you crack your neck, and all of a sudden you're on a trip again.
100%,
Yeah, it's the
dude.
best investment.
You're in Vietnam, but you're on a commercial JetBlue flight. You're like,
Right.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, you're doing comedy in New York with no money.
nightmare.
I wish I never took this pill.
Oh fuck! Get me off the acid. We had this other house that we would call the haunted house for whatever reasons, but this kid in our neighborhood who was like way older than us, he just like fake childhood lore, told us one night he was riding his bike. It was on the bottom of a hill, so we had this hill in the back of our neighborhood, and you'd go down and it'd be like this sharp, a sharp curve if you're like 8, and then. He told us a story one night. He was biking down the street, and the house had been abandoned. And he looked up in the top right window, and everyone knew that the house was abandoned. Supposedly, this is all probably made up, but he saw just a hand. There's one. The house was pitch dark. One light on the top corner. He saw this hand come and like turn the light out, and he flipped over his bike and like ate shit. Because he was under the impression that the house was abandoned.
That's so scary, dude.
And then he would tell all us, because we're like, 5 years younger than him. He'd tell all of us this story to like scare the shit out of us. And we started calling it the haunted house. And it turns out 2 separate people had lived in that house and both died in the house at separate times.
Oh my God.
And the second guy was like not found for like weeks, and the cops had to go in there, and there was like, this is all rumor because we never knew for sure, but there was like, the house was like lined with newspapers, and they walked through all the newspapers, and at the end he's just sitting dead on this chair. And we never knew if it was real or not, but there was an article.
Yeah.
There was articles about him dying. So we're like, we don't know about that part, but like there was a guy that died in that house. And we'd go trick-or-treating there and shit all the time. And then after a while, a guy bought it with a boat, and we'd go trick-or-treating there. And then I don't know if it was that guy or the next person, they died.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
that's classic.
But like when you're
childhood scary stories.
When you're 7, you're like, that's like a horror movie. You're like, that's awesome. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah,
insane.
there's this house in my parents' neighborhood where we're convinced like it's cursed, because there has not been people in my parents' neighborhood. Like, you move in there, you live there for like 30 years. People don't like, it's not like in and out, And there's one house like around the corner where my parents have been there for like 34 years. And I swear there's been like 12 different people who have lived there.
Probably just has a basement leak.
It's just like,
fucking shouldn't have bought. Never buy in the winter.
it's got black mold, It's like, that's all it is.
Yeah,
There's a guy
probably
living in the
haunted.
attic. That's so
We are convinced that it's haunted.
I lived in a house, actually, the house that my mom was sick in. I ended up moving in it. Dude, terrible idea. I don't think it was haunted, but even though when they sold it to us, they said the owner of the house, even before my dad bought it, They died in it. My Uncle Leo got shot in the house. He lived, but it was a bad neighborhood too. But
Oh yeah,
dude,
bad energy in there. I can already tell.
I remember just feeling like the energy, dude. I couldn't sleep at night. I had to move out. I made it like 6 months. I never seen anything, but I just felt like
Sometimes you feel it, I think.
you
But
feel it,
Yeah,
like the
dude.
aura.
The spirits, man.
I'd rather not know. Like, look, we live in New York. Millions of people died in the buildings in New
Oh
York.
yeah, dude.
But you don't know it. You don't think about it. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to know that shit.
Yeah.
If they never told you, you'd think, hey, these lights just flicker for no reason.
I don't think you have to tell anybody. And I remember growing up, there was like a law. We were always like, oh, you have to tell someone if they died in the house, like a real estate agent.
I've heard about
but
that,
I don't
too.
think it's rules anymore. I think you could just sell shit and like you don't have to be like, yeah. So there was a
about that
triple murder.
Yeah, why is it so cheap? Well, are you familiar with the name Epstein? Like,
yeah. You know the the Amityville horror.
Horror.
Yeah, there we go.
Ronald DeFeo, you know him? He
the
killed
guy
his whole
killed.
family.
Yeah, he used an axe, but either way, we cleaned up good.
Well, yeah, there was like a bunch of bodies in the basement, but they got them all out. They
Dude,
think. They
imagine
think.
all these places like the restaurants. I guarantee you, out in Brooklyn and stuff,
Wow, you know how many
where the mob was.
Ginzos have been killed back there.
Dude, right in the
Ginzos.
basement. Bro,
And
right-
down in like Sheepshead and like Bensonhurst, bro, all those places.
yeah, they cut them up with fucking wire.
Oh yeah, dude.
Are you guys like the ghosts and spirits guys? You believe in all that?
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I don't. You know what I used to believe in, but I don't want people believing in this anymore. If I pass away and there's a bird on the window, don't say it's me. Don't be like, yo, that's a sign. He was here. Don't fucking do it. I died.
I died.
I'm gone. I'm not
Dude,
a
for,
fucking...
for Dom, it wouldn't be a bird on the sill. It would be like a pill on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
I'd be
dog
like, it's
shit.
Dom.
Somebody'd step in dog shit. That was Dom. He did that.
I agree with that. That's so dumb.
A homeless person just throwing shit at me. I'd be like,
Right.
that's Dom.
That's Dom.
He came back.
Remember, he was always crazy.
It's hilarious. Yeah, dude, I'm like one of those like, speculators.
You're a spirit guy?
No, I'm not. I was always just like, I never seen a ghost. I never had the lights flicker. Never had any of that crap. It's all fake, whatever, blah, blah. And then everyone's usually like that. And then something happens to them and they're like, no, trust me. I'm and they once something happens. And I'm like, all right, if something happens, I'll maybe. But like, I kind of want something to happen because it's like fun.
Don't
You
put
never
that
had
energy
a
out there,
close
dude.
spiritual
Don't.
thing, dude. I've had a couple. I had one on my motorcycle, dude. I was being an idiot. I'm flying out of nowhere. This car cuts over. It's like an old school Cadillac. Cuts over like 4 lanes. Like you almost got to be an idiot. Purposely cut over. And dude, I slam on my brakes. The bike's going down, and I just closed my eyes and prayed. I know it sounds like bullshit. I was going down, dude. I dropped my bike before. I know when you're going down. Sure. And that bike straightened right. I closed my eyes like, don't let me get hurt too bad. Like, this is happening. And that bike went straight. I looked, the Cadillac's way behind me. Like, they went to the right and slowed down. It could have been luck, but I felt like, I was like, man, that was something. Like,
That's a spiritual experience, yeah.
It was something. But that bike starts doing this
You know
shit.
you
Yeah, you get the wobble
cooked.
going. Yeah.
I was doing like 130.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
on
slow
an
it down,
old
gee.
bike. I
I wouldn't
ride
go
anymore.
5 on a bike. Motorcycles have always terrible. I wouldn't even touch a
I wrecked
motorcycle.
mine a couple times.
don't know, dude.
You jump up all scared.
My buddy got a bike, went down once, hasn't touched it since. This is like years ago.
I believe it.
How bad did he go down?
Not like super dangerous, but he had all the wrapping. He had he had good clothes on. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
you could go
like
down
leather or
and get
whatever.
up fine. Maybe wrist hurt for a
It
couple
was
weeks.
it was dangerous, but he didn't have any injuries. But he was just like, I'm done after that.
Yeah, it is pretty fun though. I learned how to ride a dirt bike last summer, and it was
dude,
like,
dirt bike's a whole
the
nother
best.
level of fun.
So good, dude.
Dirt bike, you get that adrenaline. Street bike, I mean, for the most part, you're not doing too much crazy shit, really. You might get on it on a straightaway.
Right.
But those dirt bikes are nuts, dude. The way they pop up. Like, what were you on, a 125?
Dude, yeah. So, like I think it's 125. But my brother, so we have a dirt bike at the house, and then my brother bought another dirt bike, and we're on this like trip we go on every year with a bunch of like my dad's friends, and yeah. So it's quads, dirt bikes, all that kind of stuff. And my brother buys this dirt bike off this guy, and he juice the handle, so it's like super sensitive,
crazy, dude.
super sensitive, dude. And I'm just like learning how to ride a dirt bike. I'm like, Lucas, let me try it. We get to the parking lot that night, and he's like, yeah, but it's super sensitive. It's not like the dirt bike you've been riding. I'm like, yeah, I got it, dude. I fucking whiskey throttled it. I was like, ding, ding, ding. Dude, I went fucking popped wheel right up, dude. like 30 feet, and I'm like, oh.
That's
Dude,
cool. You were riding it,
my
though.
legs are kicking out. I'm like,
scare
dude,
the crap out of me.
dude, it was scary, man. And then I just like was like in first, just like like pulling it around,
Pulling it
and
back
he
a
was
little.
like, oh my god. He was like, I was gonna film you, but I didn't want to jinx it. Should have filmed you.
Damn, bro. Yeah.
That adrenaline, that's like comedy, man. I feel like it. We get on dirt bikes, you feel that same, you know, you get that adrenaline.
Dude, it's like shooting a gun.
It
It's
is,
that same thing,
shooting
dude.
a fucking gun.
Oh yeah, everyone says shoot a gun. It's like the best feeling ever.
Dude, I've
You
like
gotta get out and do some shit,
Yeah, I
man.
don't
Never
do
been
much.
arrested.
You never shot a gun?
Never fucking. What
My,
about?
I'm not a gun guy.
first time I shot a gun, I was dating a girl in college, and her dad, I was visiting her in Boston, and her dad like brought me to the gun range.
Make sure you're a man.
Yeah,
That's
and,
legit.
and I
Wow.
like learned how to shoot, and we're like boom, boom,
Damn.
shooting these guns.
Now, what if he brought you out back and said, "Now look, I want you to shoot that dog. I want to show you can kill something. You're gonna marry my daughter."
Oh, dude!
The daughter comes out, blows the dog's head off. Pat, you gotta be a man like me, Dylan.
Oh my god! What is happening?
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, dude, my cousin's super liberal, and she don't like that I say this, but I'm like, she's so liberal, dude. And I'm like, she shot a gun with us, and I was like, you could see the Democrat leaving her body as she's like, boom, boom, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, here comes the Republican tendencies.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
Dude,
Feel it in
I
the
feel
air.
like that's probably the case for a lot of people too. They
Yeah.
just shoot a gun once and they're like, "Oh, dude, this is the greatest thing ever."
Pop, pop, pop. I don't know. Just make America great again, I guess.
Well, it will be in a couple months.
Hey, hit bottom right.
He is a sick puppy.
Oh my god,
Dude, but yeah,
that's great.
yeah. Were you a big partier like in high school, your high school, college years?
Dom already thinks I'm soft, so this isn't going to be a good answer either.
Now I'm ready. I had such
Dude, listen.
expectations. Italian from Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like a misdirect. I mean,
Yeah, it's a misdirect.
It's not. You know, listen. The podcast is usually me not having done anything and Dom doing it all.
no, I like that. I just like to be honest. I mean, not really in terms of like getting fucked up in house parties and shit. Not really. I mean, I like to get banged up once in a while, like every few months, but I wasn't like a fucking, jump off the roof, can't control my alcohol psychopath. I'm very just like nicer, like more open and loose when I get banged up. But like, yeah, you go to college was a fucking shit show. My
you
freshman
went to
year.
college.
Yeah, I went to college.
Damn, so you were one of these people that had a plan in life before.
I mean, I wouldn't say
Before it
that.
went
I'm
to shit.
barely paying rent and have no success as a comic.
What
but other
was
than
the
that,
goal in college? Like, what were you?
sports writer.
Oh, so yeah, you didn't have.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That
dude.
fell
I
off
like
quick
that.
though when I stopped
Yeah.
caring about sports.
Right.
Hilarious, dude.
But yeah, I mean, freshman year, because I go into college, high school, not really. And we're like, I mean, high school, you go to your buddy's house and you just drink in the basement or whatever.
Yeah.
A couple people would have some crazy house parties. I would go once in a while, and then. Like the thing in the burbs in Jersey, and you don't want to. Everyone's getting hooked on coke and like fucking pills
Yeah.
early, and it's
Oh,
like you don't
right.
want to go down that route. So it's
Hell
like
no.
you have a couple Bud Lights or whatever, like in high school, whatever, and then college. I get into college, and I became friends with everybody on my dorm floor, and we all would get banged up, and we go to parties.
Yeah.
My one buddy rushed a frat. The rest of us were like, we don't feel like doing this, but we could just go to all his parties. That house was a shit show. It was disgusting, and that house would get the cops called on it all the time. But yeah, I mean, I would get banged up. I remember one night I like chugged like a fucking fifth of Captain Morgan handle
That's
just because
always
I was
the way
like,
it goes.
yeah, just because I was like, fuck this, and then I was just like, did it, and then I puked everywhere, and I was like, I can never do that again. But like, it's nothing too crazy. What we did though, this is a funny story. I don't know if you guys know Seton Hall. I went to Seton Hall. So it's
Oh,
like
yeah, okay.
Catholic school. So they're like try to implement rules about whatever.
Yeah, I went to Siena, so like
Similar
Yeah.
vibe, like partying
You
or
guys had to wear like uniforms and stuff.
no,
Not
but
college,
You're not
no.
supposed to. It's supposed to be a dry campus, so
It was they have a Catholic college?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like it was.
There's a church and priests on the campus.
Yeah.
I never knew those things existed.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Notre Dame
Notre
is a
Dame,
Catholic
yeah.
college.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Duke.
A lot of
might
the Big
be.
East, maybe Duke, St. John's,
St.
Temple.
John's.
Holy shit.
There's
Yeah,
like
no
even
clue.
if it's not like it's not maybe in your face, but it's there.
Yeah,
There's like
it's not like high school where like you're taking a religion class and you're wearing a uniform. but it's
like
there.
you have to do things.
Yeah.
Like,
Secret societies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had so it's supposed to be a dry campus, and freshmen, everyone's just sneaking booze and they go home on the weekend and get booze and sneaking into your dorms, whatever. We're having dorm parties and shit. But at any point, we'd have these gay RAs who could check in if they wanted to.
Already trouble.
Yeah, and we had this one douche who he ran the whole campus's dorm life, whatever. So, and he was like hardcore. And what we would do is I meet these buddies freshman year. We all become good friends. There's like 4 or 5 of us. One or two of them are full-blown alcoholics. And my buddy Tony, he could just get fucked up every single night. Anyway, what we did was we party on the weekends. We would start a bottle collection on top of the closets. So we're like a semester or 2 in, and there's just like 40 bottles lying across. You take a dumb Instagram picture or whatever, all this crap. But like I said, at any point, if this guy wanted to show up to your dorm, he could knock at any time and be like, I need to come in, search your room, do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
So one day, it's like noon, and my buddies, I don't know, I live with 2 guys. This is also a dorm with, it's a dormitory with 3 rooms inside of it and 1 bathroom that you're sharing with everybody.
So like a suite.
A suite, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's me and my 2 buddies in one room, 2 buddies in another room, and 2 guys we didn't really know in another room. We all share the bathroom. Anyway, the RA knocks on the door one day. It's like noon on like a Tuesday. It's like a weekday. I think some of us had morning classes, whatever. My 2 buddies are sleeping. I had just got back from class. I don't know. I was doing something. He knocks on the door. I walk out. I'm like, I see it through the peephole. I was like, oh, fuck. And we never saw the guy because and I'm like, oh, fuck. He's like, hey, random room check.
Oh, dude.
I'm like 19. It's like, dude, are you
So
fucking
annoying.
gay? Anyway, they're sleeping. We have 50 bottles lined around the room. If he sees the bottles, we're pretty much fucked in terms of whatever you get. I don't know what we would got. I don't know if we get in trouble, whatever.
That's the weird thing, dude. We used to get in trouble for that too. It's like, it's weird when you would collect the bottles, you know? We would do it too.
It was gay as
So
fuck.
it's like, it's empty, dude.
You got the
found 'em.
evidence.
And I cared the least. My drinking buddies just wanted to have this cool display, and then you bring girls over. It's just gay 19-year-old
Look,
stuff.
we're all
exactly.
alcoholics.
Yeah. And then he comes. I don't know what would happen though. I don't think we get kicked out of school. I forget what the.
You get written up.
Yeah.
That was
Probably
what we-
frisk you a little, go through your underwear drawer.
touch your
so,
sack,
so I'm like,
you know?
so I see him
Got
in
any
people.
Coke?
I'm like, oh shit. And they're both sleeping. So I was like, oh yeah. My roommates are sleeping. Can you give me a minute? Let me go get them up. I run back in the room. I wake them up. I'm like, dude, we're about to be fucked. The RA guy's here. He wants to check the room. So. He could if he wanted to, he could open the drawers and shit. It was
That's so
douchey.
wild.
So we're like, where do we put all this crap? He's like 4 feet away. So they're laying on their beds. It's a 1 single bed and a bunk bed, and they're sleeping on the top bunk beds. So in the span of 40 seconds, we take off all the bottles and put them in the covers of the beds because they're just gonna lay on the beds when he comes in and try not to clink them together. And we hide all the bottles under the blankets or whatever, and they lay on it. And I get them up, and I'm like, all right. And then I bring him in, and he comes in, he's walking around, he's like, and I'm like, no purpose.
Are
Like,
you
what
looking
are you trying
for
to do?
anything?
Yeah, you're looking for booze. What are you looking for? Opens a drawer, whatever. This, and this. He's like, okay, whatever, and he leaves. And then I got him covered with that. But that was just the gayest example of why.
God damn,
you're
dude.
in college. You're not even in high school.
It's and you're not even
It's not
partying. It's not like you're being loud.
And it's not like it's a
At night.
boarding school. Yeah, it was a Tuesday at 12. It's and then fast forward a couple months later, I go home for the weekend.
Yeah.
To whatever, and somebody our other dorm mate locks themselves out of the suite.
Oh, dude.
Calls the guy. Everyone's partying. They're getting banged up. Giant bottle of Grey Goose. My buddy brought back from home or whatever. They call the RA up. The guy doesn't even think of it to unlock his whatever. He goes in, sees everything. Everyone gets in trouble. Makes them dump the bottles of liquor down the sink.
That's
and
so
they're just
terrible.
like, you if you were here that weekend, that wouldn't happen. I'm like, yeah, you're all fucking idiots.
Dude.
It was just some of the. You think back and you're just like, dude, I was it wasn't it's so sad.
Yeah.
And then you go to a Rutgers party. It's you could literally do coke in the middle of the campus and nothing will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I do miss
That's that
parts of
private
that.
school
That was so
crap.
fun though. It was great. We had such a good time in college. But dude,
was a fun
we're in
time.
an hour. We got to wrap.
Let's do it.
Unfortunately, we could keep going, but we have another one we have to do.
No,
otherwise,
of course,
but yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. Tell the people this will be out next Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you if you have anything coming up.
Yeah,
and,
for sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
dude,
Sweet to
yeah,
meet
it
you,
was
Dom,
great.
too. Yeah, I'm at Tom Zappia on Instagram. Follow me there, please. I run a weekly show in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Great show.
Yeah, DM me. I'll send you tickets to that, whatever. And I'll be in Chicago at the Lincoln Lodge on December 7th or 8th. It's a Saturday.
Hell yeah, dude.
So yeah, thanks
That's
a lot
great.
for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Dominic?
Go check them out. And yeah, I'm at Dominic Leonelli on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and check out my other podcast, Dry Salami Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Hell yeah. And you
Dylan.
can follow me at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all those sites. We post clips a couple times a week. Go follow Tom, and we'll see you next week, baby. Good night.